What if Rimuru went to the classroom of the elite? Tensura X COTE by Sil 407 Prologue. Post-Tenma War Boredom. I want to be human again. Part 1/3 POV. It's been years since the Great Tenma War against Feldway and Ivaraj. The world has recovered from the scars of war, and everyone has gone back to their daily lives besides one person. Rimuru Tempest. After the Great Tenma War against Feldway and Ivaraj, Rimuru has been subjected to stacks of paperwork, which has caused him to become bored out of his mind. He considers his paperwork torture, but his executive, Shuna, doesn't know that. Now, Rimuru has been trying to find ways to escape his duties to go have fun and mess around with people around the world. For example, a few weeks ago, Rimuru's POV. Hello, my name is Rimuru Tempest, and I am a slime monster that was originally a 37-year-old male contractor who ended up getting stabbed in front of my kohai, dying, and reincarnating into another world as a slime. Ever since the Great Tenma War, my life has been the same thing over and over again, which is doing paperwork for my country, the Jura Tempest Federation. One of my executives, Shuna, has been delivering paperwork to me every single time I finish, and I've barely had a break. I'm starting to go insane doing the same thing, so I ended up deciding to go out and pull a prank on one of Guy's maids, Rain. My goal for this prank is to steal the sweets that Rain hides and make her put the blame on Misery, Guy's other maid. After the Tenma War, Rain has been frequently going to sweet shops around the world to find desserts that she loves and is addicted to. She eats them, but sometimes she has too much and ends up hiding them in a box away from everyone to eat later. So, I thought if I could just find them and eat them, it would be funny. But anyways, let's go ahead with the prank, haha. In the Ice Castle, third POV in the Ice Continent, we can see two people sitting down having tea. Those two people being the first demon lord, Guy Crimson, also known as the Red Primordial Demon, Rouge. The second person is the White Ice Dragon and the second oldest true dragon, Velzard. The two have been discussing topics related to what's been going on around the world after the Tenma War, but then the topic switched to our favorite slime, Rimuru. Rimuru has always been an anomaly among all the superpowers around the world, as he became the strongest in the world by defeating Ivaraj and gaining half of Veldanava's power unbeknownst to everyone. Since Ivaraj is Veldanava's other half, I guess just make the connection, but of course that's not canon, so don't take that seriously. After the Tenma War, Rimuru made advances in technology around the world to make the lives of everyone easier, which further supports the statement of him being an anomaly. Guy, you know, it's been a while since we have visited that slime brat Rimuru. We should go see what he is up to. What do you think about doing that, Velzard? Velzard, it's not a bad idea, but I've heard my little brother has been swamped with paperwork ever since the Tenma War ended. He is much more responsible than Veldora. Maybe I could go and give a little bit of education to Veldora to get his act together and help. Bang Rain, miser EEI. Why the fuck did you steal my sweets I bought from Tempest? You know I just bought those and didn't even get to eat them. Misery, but I didn't even eat any. Rain, there is no one else who knows about where I keep my dessert but you. Misery, but it wasn't me who. Rain ends up losing her cool and ends up powering up a nuclear cannon at Misery, even though it's our little slime friend who stole them and is eating them in the background. Rain, that's enough out of you. Nuclear cannon. Rain fires the nuclear cannon at Misery, but she dodges. The nuclear cannon ends up going farther and blows up a part of the ice castle, unfortunately, that part being where Guy and Velzard were having tea. Having enough of this, Guy gets up to stop the two. Guy, what the hell are you two doing? Why are you firing magic inside the ice castle without even thinking? Rain, but she stole and ate all my sweets I bought and prepared for myself, Guy-sama. Misery, no I didn't, all I was doing was cleaning up the place, but she got mad at me for no reason. Velzard just sighs at this ordeal and was about to go to her room until she heard snickering from across the room. Everyone turns to see who is laughing and sees the Chaos Creator himself sitting across the room on a table he created with material creation, eating Rain's sweets and laughing at Rain's childish behavior. Rimuru. Ha ha ha. Rain, you should have seen your face when you got mad at Misery for stealing your dessert allegedly, but it was actually me who stole your dessert. Everyone stood frozen at the sight of Rimuru because he was never known to be the playful type at all, but maybe all those years being around Milam changed him. Rain and Misery. Rimuru-sama was the one who ate the sweets. Rimuru, thanks a lot for the hospitality, you guys. I'll see you later, hee hee. Seal. This is so pointless. I didn't know Master was this stupid. Seal ends up sighing at Rimuru's playful demeanor as Rimuru opens up his wings to fly back to Tempest but gets stopped by Guy and Velzard. Guy. Now where do you think you are going after causing a ruckus like this, Rimuru? Velzard. My Tilda, I would have never thought that my cute little Rimuru would do something like this. It seems you need a bit of education from your big sister to learn not to do this again. You don't want to become a disappointment like Veldora, do you? Rimuru shivers at the word education, as Veldora told him about what Velzard did to him when he was growing up, and he did not want to experience what he felt at all. Velzard, you know, you're still considered a child in dragon terms, Rimuru. You're not even 25 years old yet, which means you're still technically a brat who needs education on how to act and fend for yourself. Rimuru, but I was 37 years old in my previous life, so I know how to act and take care of myself. So, I'm a grown man. Rimuru puffs out his chest. Seal, Master, you're acting like a brat. Sighs. Rimuru, Seal, did you say something? Seal. It was just your imagination, Master. Guy. You know this is something a child would do, right? Like stealing sweets from Rain is something a child would do. Flashback to 2 weeks after the battle against Ivaraj. After the battle against Ivaraj, there was a meeting with all the important people during the war like the Octogram, minus De Gruel, the true heroes, the true dragons, Elmesia and Sylvia, Yuki, and the primordial angels, minus Feldway and Cornu. Milam. Hey Rimuru Tilda, do you know how old you actually are? Because you said you were born around the time Veldora disappeared. Everyone who was talking about what to do next after the damage Ivaraj caused instantly snapped their heads towards Rimuru, now curious about the age of the person who saved the world from Ivaraj. Rimuru, well, technically I came into this world only about 4 years ago, not counting my previous life. Everyone was shocked that Rimuru was only 4 years old and technically still a toddler. Veldora, that's right, I forgot Rimuru was this young. And Rimuru was also born from my Magicules, which also technically makes him my son since he has his own true dragon core and my Magicules, ha 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 ha. Now everyone is even more shocked to hear he has a true dragon core, which technically makes him the 5th true dragon, even though Velgrand and Veldora knew this. Velzard. My Tilda, if he has the true dragon core, that means he is our new little brother and not your son, Veldora, because he is way too mature to be your son. Rimuru. I'm not a child, I'm an adult because I was 37 in my previous life. Milam. But your previous life doesn't matter since you had to relearn how life works here, right? That means your previous life doesn't matter. Rimuru is shocked to hear Milam say something that makes sense and asks Seal if this is the real Milam standing in front of him, which she confirms that it is indeed Milam standing in front of him. Everyone shocked at this revelation is wondering how a 4-year-old is leading a superpower nation that was able to defeat the Eastern Empire, and the one who did it was just a brat. Dino. Who would have thought that this slime was actually a brat in disguise? Rimuru. Shut up, Dino. Velzard. Since you're so young, it looks like you need to learn how to act around your elders, which means you need some education. Rimuru, when hearing this, ended up running away from Velzard to not be educated. Flashback ends, back in Tempest. Rimuru ends up being educated by Velzard and goes back to Tempest all beat up, just to end up seeing Shuna waiting for his return with a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. Shuna ends up dumping a lot of paperwork on Rimuru, which he ends up doing after some convincing from Seal. Rimuru. Seal. I want to go back to my old world and re-experience life again like high school. Seal. Master, you know anything is possible for you, right? You are the strongest person in the world besides Veldanava, and if you want to, you can just reincarnate yourself into a new body with most of your power sealed. Rimuru. Well, I didn't know that I could do that. But can you do that for me, Seal? I'll call a meeting with the executives about this. Rimuru. Thought communication. Everyone, can we meet in the meeting room? I have something to say. After all the executives go to the meeting room, Rimuru starts. Rimuru. Hello everyone. Thanks for coming today, but I've got something to say to everyone. Diablo. What is it? Rimuru-sama? Rimuru. I plan on going on a vacation back to my old world by reincarnating myself into a new body to experience life as a human again, as it is one of my wishes. The atmosphere grew tense after hearing what their master said, and a few spoke up about their opinions about this plan. Shion, Rimuru-sama, are you sure of leaving by yourself? Shuna, Rimuru-sama, I think you should take someone with you to keep you safe while back in your old world. Rimuru instantly shuts both their complaints down by saying this is a vacation for himself only, as he wants to experience life by himself again. The executives can't shut this down because this is their master's wish, but they can't help but feel worried about this. Rimuru, while I'm gone, Benimaru will take command of Tempest for the time being, and everyone please inform the countries we're in alliance with that I'll be taking an extended leave from ruling Tempest. Diablo, if I ever need any help, I'll send a thought communication to you to ask you to help me out. Benimaru and Diablo, understood. Rimuru-sama. Rimuru ends up sending a thought communication to Veldora about going back to his old world, which he responds with a, go have fun, but Rimuru says to make sure not to cause any trouble for anyone while he is gone, which Veldora says, sure, to while reading his manga. Rimuru's house. Rimuru Pav. It's finally time to go back to my old world and have some fun, hee hee. Seal, you can start the reincarnation process to put me into a human body now. Seal, okay, master. Also, I will be informing someone of your arrival to your old world, okay? Starting reincarnation process. Wait, who are you informing, Seal? Wait, stop Seal. Tell me who are you informing about me going back to my old world? Sealing the individual known as Rimuru Tempest's power to about 99%. Success. Reincarnation process complete. Now reincarnation into a new body beginning. Seal. Hey, Smugface. Did you just act smug, Seal? Seal. It's just your imagination. What the fuck? Third Pav Rimuru blacks out as the reincarnation process starts, and he gets dragged to a new body as a baby with new parents in his old world. Prologue. The Gods Reawakening. Part 2. In a hospital located in Japan, third Pav in a hospital room. We can see a woman giving birth to a child that has shiny sky blue hair and golden eyes that can pierce through your soul. But little did they know that they were giving birth to a god that just wanted to have fun in his new life. The mom who gave birth to their new child didn't have a father to raise the newly born child, so the mom had to give up the child as she could not care for a child and work at the same time because she did not have the money to do so. The mom ended up giving a name to the newborn baby called Rimuru. 5 years later in an orphanage, Rimuru's Pav after reincarnating into a human body. I ended up being given to an orphanage because my mom in this world was struggling financially, so she could not care for me. Right now, I'm getting dressed because I heard there was a couple who came by to ask to adopt a child from here, and the caretaker told everyone to get ready to let them pick out who they want. During the reincarnation process, Seal said she would inform someone from my old world of my arrival, but she never told me who it was because she said it was a surprise. Seal. It's a secret, master, but you will soon find out who it is I informed. Why can't you just tell me who it is that you informed, and also, why the hell did you turn me into a girl? Seal. I don't want to spoil it for you, and I turned you into a girl so women won't hit on you since I'm your first wife. HMPH. Wah. You know what, never mind at this point. Seal. Hey. I swear I just heard her laugh smugly, but whatever. Caretaker. Everyone, get ready and line up outside now. Well, there's my cue to line up now to see this new couple who is here to pick up one of us. Ever since reincarnating, the children around me have always avoided me because of my exotic looks and features, like my hair growing super long at only the age of 5. But I'm not actually a normal baby. Because of my looks, kids can't help but be jealous of me, but they won't do anything since I did nothing wrong. This is just how I was born. Seal. Everyone can't help but fawn all over your beauty because you're the most attractive person in the world, master, and rightfully so. I'll just ignore what Seal said. I got up from my bed, got dressed, and brushed my teeth to get ready to meet this new family. After walking out of the bathroom, I got in the line where the caretaker told us to go and waited for everyone to get in line. After everyone got in line, the caretaker told the couple to walk in and choose who they wanted to adopt. And when they walked in, I was shocked to see who it was. Seal. What the hell are Veldanava and Lucia doing here? I thought they were dead because the last time I saw Velda at the end of time and space, he said he didn't want to reincarnate at all. That is not canon, guys. I just needed a backstory to when he met Velda for this story. Flashback Chan strikes again. EOSAT. End of space and time. Third POV in the void. We can see a person with sky blue hair and closed eyes that are now starting to flutter open after resting for so many years here. This person is none other than Rimuru Tempest. He was sent to the end of time and space after getting chrono-saltated by Feldway and is now floating around in the endless void. But then he meets another person with black hair with sparkles of white in it, blue eyes, and dragon horns. Rimuru. Who are you? I am the first true dragon, the Star King Dragon, Veldanava. Might be a little OOC, NGL, Rimuru. Oh, so you're the one who abandoned his whole family even though you had the ability to reincarnate yourself and see everyone, huh? Veldanava. Wah, I will act like I didn't hear that. But anyways, what are you doing in this void? It should be impossible for anyone else but myself to withstand the nihilistic energy in here. Rimuru. I got sent here by Feldway after he caught me off guard, and to answer your question, I can harness the nihility collapse in the void. Veldanava. Wait, Feldway sent you here? But isn't he supposed to be in the other world guarding the seal on Ivaraj? Now that I think about it, this guy has a true dragon core, but it seems a bit incomplete compared to a normal one. How were you able to obtain a dragon core? Rimuru. I used the core of the Chaos Dragon that used to be Milam's pet and analyzed Veldora's dragon core to fully reincarnate myself into a draconic body. Veldanava. Interesting, I never knew something like that was possible. My creations ever since I died have been advancing to the point where people can create their own true dragon cores. So wait, what race are you now that you have obtained your own true dragon core? Rimuru. My race is called Ultimate Slime or True Dragon Subspecies, so I'm not technically your sibling. Didn't want to write out the real name, okay? The two ended up talking to each other about how the Cardinal World is going ever since he died, but Rimuru only knows so much because he was only born about 4 years ago. This shocks Veldanava a bit because of Rimuru's growth into a superpower around the world, one able to stand at the top of the food chain. Rimuru also ends up lecturing Veldanava a bit about paying his child support to Milam because he abandoned her after he died. Rimuru then asks if Velda is gonna reincarnate back to the Cardinal World because Feldway is trying to gather all the true dragon factors to reincarnate him back into the Cardinal World, to which he answers no, he will not. Veldanava. Rimuru. I've noticed your dragon core is a bit incomplete. Do you mind if I complete it for you? It's a send-off gift for taking care of my creation. Rimuru. Sure, I don't mind. Veldanava goes ahead and fixes his dragon core, which powers up Rimuru even more, and Seal has a field day on the new information she could gather from the complete dragon core. Veldanava. Alright, Successor Chan, I'll see you later, haha. Rimuru. Wait, Successor. Rimuru ends up time leaping back to the Cardinal World after Seal uses time leap to bring them back, but not after creating a soul corridor with Velda. Flashback ends. Third POV. Veldanava, after seeing his successor in a childlike body, almost starts laughing at him because he is so small, and this does not go unnoticed by Rimuru. Rimuru. Why the hell is that deadbeat about to laugh? Seal. Are these the people you were talking about informing of my arrival in this world and to pick me up? Seal. Who knows, Master. Smug. Veldanava. We would like to adopt the child with the sky blue hair and golden eyes, Miss Caretaker. Caretaker. Of course, come right this way, Mr. Nava. As Veldanava walks by, Rimuru smirks at him to provoke Rimuru a bit, which works. Veldanava and Lucia end up signing the adoption papers to make Rimuru their daughter, and as they are leaving, Rimuru finally speaks up. Rimuru. Okay, what the hell are you doing here, old man? I thought that you were still in the end of time and space. Veldanava. Your Manas asked me a favor to take you in and be your father for your vacation, and she said I can bring Lucia, so why not? And now I can make fun of my successor for being a little brat. Now, you shouldn't call your father an old man, Rimuru. Rimuru. Whatever, father. Lucia. Velda. You should have told me about your successor. She is so cute and is still a child, right? Rimuru. From now on you should call me mom, okay? If you don't, I'll make sure to educate you thoroughly until you learn. Rimuru shivers at the word, education, getting flashbacks from Velzard beating him at the ice castle after pulling the prank stealing Rain's sweets from her. Rimuru. Sure, I will call you mom, I guess. Veldanava. Since you are my daughter, you will now have the last name Nava. since you don't have a last name in this world at the moment, okay? Lucia. Rimuru, from now on you are our kid. Rimuru. Okay, I'll be your kid. But you better not abandon me, Velda, like you did with Milam, you deadbeat. Rimuru, Veldanava, and Lucia are now driving all the way to their new house, and Rimuru is wondering how they were able to afford all of this stuff if they have only been in this world for just about 5 years. But he will soon get his answer as they arrive at a huge mansion, which shocks Rimuru even more, now questioning how they made all this money. Rimuru, how were you able, Veldanava? We were able to start our own corporation to make enough money for you to have a childhood, and the Nava Corporation is one of the upcoming businesses in Japan now. Lucia also has her own side business for selling clothing goods. Rimuru, you were able to do this in just 5 years? I'm impressed that you thought that ahead. Guess you're not completely a deadbeat. Veldanava, you shouldn't call your father a deadbeat, right, Rimuru? After getting out of the car, Rimuru, Velda, and Lucia go inside the house, and Rimuru starts exploring like a kid would and is surprised by how cozy the house feels while Lucia shows Rimuru where he will be staying while doting on him.